Beatles enthusiasts were taken aback by George Harrison's solo album that emerged soon after the iconic band split. Music and Beatles fans on Reddit were in a state of disbelief as they analyzed Harrison's unique musical abilities. From his birth 82 years ago on February 25, 1943, until his death on November 29, 2001, Harrison was known as the quiet one in the band. After leaving the Beatles, he collaborated with legendary artists such as Roy Orbison, Bob Dylan, and Jeff Lynne. But what has surprised fans the most are his solo projects since the breakup. Someone on Reddit wondered, did anyone notice when George Harrison had such a successful solo career? Given that John and Paul were, for the most part, the Beatles' primary songwriters? Did anyone realize that George was very talented, but need alone in order to develop his work? Some fans were astounded by Harrison's capacity to reliably produce successes, even though he had already contributed timeless songs like Taxman, Something, and While My Guitar Gently Weeps to the Beatles' catalog. Among his many admirers, the 1970 triple album All Things Must Pass is considered a masterpiece. When All Things Must Pass was released, I believe many were amazed that he could compose so many excellent songs, according to one admirer. He has only ever written a handful of songs for the Fab Four before. One admirer went on a journey down memory lane, writing, "Zero surprise. I bought Wonderwall in 1968, thinking he was going to take flight all by himself." As for George Harrison's solo career, according to another, George Harrison did have a prolific career, until the Dark Horse North American tour, at least according to the rock press. I still think Harrison's early 70s work is the best of his, although he has strong work overall. When his most popular solo single was found to have plagiarized lyrics, his reputation took a serious blow. The song My Sweet Lord by Harrison was the subject of a legal dispute after Manhattan U.S. District Court Judge Richard Owen determined that it was subconsciously lifted from He's So Fine by the Chiffons. It seems evident that My Sweet Lord and He's So Fine are the identical tune, according to Judge Owen. Even if done unconsciously, this is nevertheless an infringement of copyright under the law. That being said, there are those who contend that Harrison's solo albums are on par with, or even better than those of McCartney and Lennon. Comments from admirers like his late Beatles period had equal quality to Lennon, and McCartney are always heartwarming. People weren't paying attention if they were astonished. As one critic put it, I think people were surprised at the volume and quality of the songs on All Things Must Pass. Others have emphasized the profound influence of his solo work. His solo work was decent, but I wouldn't call it prolific. That record is astonishing and by far the best Beatles solo release and one of the best albums ever, the speaker says, continuing the discussion with strong comments. After it, though, he was never able to come close. His subsequent albums were progressively worse until he finally gave up in the early 1980s, after which the following one was decent. Cloud 9 was his only album release. After that, he didn't release anything else throughout his lifetime.